So, hi everyone, my name is Anne, and I am actually with a special guest today. She is one of the new faces of Olivia, and her name is Bella. Bella, are you there?
Hi. Hello. Thank you so much for having me today.
And likewise, because it is actually an opportunity, a great opportunity to have this conversation with you. Because so far you are actually doing great with your. But before we discuss that, how are you? How are you doing?
Well, it's been very hectic, but also one thing I always tell my client is that while it's very hectic, I really, really am starting to just get into my job and really love it so much.
So that's pretty good. Being hectic at some point is being busy and being productive. And I love that. And thank you for sharing that. So I just want to ask, if ever, what were your experiences before Olivia?
So I was a virtual assistant, and before I got into Olivia, I was a part-time virtual assistant. So before that, I had about a year of an experience as a VA too. So I've been around the block multiple times, I would say.
I remember that it is far away from home care, right?
Yes, it's very far away from home care. It's more of general admin tasks. I was a general admin assistant, most of them, and the part-time was like a marketing virtual assistant.
And since it's far away from home care business or home care industry, what was how did you find Olivia first? Just wanted to lay it out on the table so that at least the people would find Olivia as well, the same as you did. So how did you find Olivia?
Okay. I think most of the VAs that I've been with, of my co-trainees also found Olivia in online jobs. So it's there. And previously I was just really up. It's very hard to look for a direct client, I would say. It took me, after I left my first job, it took me months to actually find someone that will work. And when I found someone, it was a part-time, and it was pretty disappointing because it was a part-time. So when I found Olivia and I saw that they were looking for a VA within the home health line, I would say, I really was just very interested, and I was like, okay, let's apply. Nothing could go wrong.
Absolutely. You know what? Trying is one step to you growing. Because if you're not trying, you're just, in your comfort zone, you're just trapped in there and you're not doing anything fulfilling enough to say that, oh, I'm growing. But anyway, so since you have found Olivia, the most interesting part that I want to ask is, what was the good experience you had when you were in the hiring process?
Is it the hiring process wherein you guys were hiring us?
Yes, hiring you.
Oh, okay.
And Olivia. Yeah. Sorry.
Honestly, what I remembered most by it was how calm it was. It was very welcoming. It was a welcoming presence. It's very hard to get that, especially when you're in a virtual interview and you have other people with you that are also applying for the same job. So at that point, I was was so nervous. And then I got to the interview and it was very nice, very calming. And I was like, okay, I kind of like how they're doing this.
And I understand. It's you. When I applied to Olivia as well, that was my experience. The experience was I was really nervous. However, the interviewer, Miss Melchi, was really she smiles all the time. It's not like the same as other companies that I have applied in before, that they're just looking down on their computers and not even looking at me. It's really conversational. And I love how conversational it was.
No, that's true. Well, on the onboarding, I'm just sharing this at all. Like on the onboarding process, like Miss Melchi was very welcoming, and it was nice to see friendly faces, as I would say.
Absolutely. And it's like a hug, a virtual
Yes.
per se.
Mm-hmm.
That, you're gonna do great if you just push yourself to be a better person every day. And yeah, it is actually great working with Olivia. But anyway, about the training, what was your highlight when it comes to the training process of Olivia?
I think highlight and I say like my thought, or highlight in a sense that we're in like what is like the memorable experience of
Memorable, yeah. The most
memorable.
memorable, yeah.
Okay. Honestly, it was fun. Everything about it was fun. Of course, there was like a little bit of stress because like it's included when you're training and stuff like that. But it
Yeah.
was fun being in a zone where like people were starting at zero, and the trainers were very friendly and very professional, and also just very helpful. They were very supportive. So one of the memorable experiences that I had was it's actually the icebreaker that Miss Pro was like including on it, like the two truths and a lie. It was very fun. When you get like one day of training, like one day in training, and it's very long, everything just comes together with like an icebreaker like that, I would say.
And that's actually one of the good things I have seen in our training, because it's not all stressful. A stressful day. There's always something that's really fun that's happening there. And if you don't know what you're doing on the training process, you can easily approach the trainers that they're really welcoming. I love that. And how about the most challenging part of training?
Most challenging.
And also, while you're thinking,
Okay.
what's the most challenging, and what advices can you give so that they can overcome that challenge as well?
I guess for me, it wasn't much so like there was challenging. Everything is challenging when you're still in training because you're starting at zero. So I guess one of the like part of it that was challenging was myself, because honestly, in between that, after the scheduling part, before you go through the assessment for scheduling, I was actually thinking whether or not I really wanted to continue to do this, because while the training is very intensive, sorry, not extensive. Well, the training is very intensive, and also, well, part of that. And you really learn a lot. It still overwhelms you a little bit. So it really overwhelmed me to the point where I was having doubts whether I want to continue. So the way I got past it was just telling myself, like, I didn't spend how many hours in the training to actually just give up now. So I think that's my also advice to everyone. Like, you don't spend all this time being unemployed or looking for a job and finding one that will train you very like intensively, and also have like this amazing supportive environment for you to just give up, as I would say. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. That actually, if Pearl and Drain see this, they will be happy on that comment that you
Oh,
gave.
I love them.
They're really they're a great team. If you put them together in one training, you're gonna learn a lot. Even in one setting and just 1 hour. When I was when I just to share, I did went through the training process of Olivia. I was hired to be a recruiter um in the admin. So I was hiring virtual assistants to go to training. So I didn't had a chance to train. So what I did was I had to know the things that the virtual assistants were going to be doing in this company. So I tried reaching out to them, or to Miss Doreen first, because at that time Pearl is not yet hired. But anyway, um When I tried reaching out to Doreen, she was like really happy and said, "Oh, you can jump into our training session and you can just learn everything." And you know what? I learned in just one click, and it's really intensive in a way that sometimes it's overwhelming because again, you don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Zero knowledge because in the Philippines, home care is not really practiced. So I didn't really know what's happening in the home care umbrella. So I had to do that for myself, for my personal growth as well. And in just one setting, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed about the job. But anyway, it's fulfilling as well because you're also helping not just clients, but their customers as well. Anyway,
I wanna add on that note that past the training on our assessment, I was really, really, really nervous that I was like sweating and almost gonna cry. But like when I got to my assessment and everything was there, all the trainers were very nice and was like, okay, just take a deep breath, you can calm down a little bit, and then they'll ask if you're ready. And that's like the biggest thing that I found to be like, oh, this is so sweet. This is so nice. Because they will let you compose yourself for a little bit, not just like jump right in.
Huh? And having said all that, I just wanted to ask as well, what were your overall experience about the training? How can you, in just one word, to make it exciting, to make this exciting, I want you to just one word describe your overall experience with the training process of Olivia.
Training process in one word. Gosh, I didn't know that by the way, I didn't know that this question was going to be answered. So you're going to have to make me.
Yeah, I'm literally thinking through it. I said, I'm going to ask simple questions on this podcast, but I'm literally asking her things that are not included in
I would say, it was in one word. Gosh, I'm trying to think like a word that's very out there, but then my brain isn't out there right now. So, yeah, I would say that in one word, it was very, no, well, that's it. That's the first word. So it was amazing. That's what I
And that's what we want our virtual assistants to feel. We want them to feel that, the training is not just there just to add up on, the things that you will be doing, but we want you to feel like, oh, they're helping us. They're helping us so that at least when we meet the client on the meet and greet process or on the parent process, we are already ready. And we can, we can sell ourselves the way that we know what home care is. So, since I've mentioned pairing process, what was your experience during the pairing process as well?
Pairing process. In what way? Like during the interview?
Before the pairing process, because I think you just received an email that you are. Yeah. Okay, so let's start there.
Oh, okay. So I received an email, well, from Miss Anne actually, that I'm being picked to. Hold on. Before that, actually, before that, after the assessment, once you passed, we were basically given a form and interviewed as like, oh, do you want to be a recruiter? Do you want to be scheduled? Do you want to be a social media manager? And all these things that you were given a choice with. And one thing that I really loved about Olivia is that they won't make you work it if you don't want that type of work. So if I didn't want to be a social media manager, they would not like just force that onto me. So that was very nice. So after the form and everything else, I received the email wherein what email was it, Miss Anne? I'm so sorry. I have like short-term memory.
Like an invitation for a meet and greet interview.
Yes. Okay. the email, inside the email was like time, date, whatever it is that we needed, and the virtual Zoom to do the meet and greet. Also, what was nice was that, okay, this is you sent a PDF of what they were looking for,
The task.
and yeah, the task that they want us to do. So what was great about it is that I was already on board with like doing recruitment, scheduling, and all the other stuff that they included there.
Mhm.
So that was very nice. Because here's the thing that I learned about Olivia is that they really just, pair you with someone that they think you will do great with. So that's my experience with the pairing process.
That's really good. And that's what our goal is. We don't want to force anyone to work with the role that they're not really comfortable doing, because at the end of the day, we want someone who's going to be really happy with Olivia and with the client. And we don't want to force that happiness to someone. They're not, if they think, oh, this role is not going to be fulfilling for me, and we're not going to pair you with those kinds of, responsibility. But anyway, how did you prepare on the interview itself?
Um, I didn't
To,
really.
just to lay it out there and be transparent, this is a client interview. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I didn't really prepare all that much. I still did. Like even before my interviews, like way past before Olivia, whenever I went into interviews, I have like a list of questions that they might ask me and already answers to it.
Uh-huh.
But since Olivia was like a home health agency and they were looking for people who will work in home health settings, I was totally out of my mind. I didn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, well, you know how to speak English. You can do this. They trained you to do scheduling and recruitment. You will do great. That's what I just told myself. So that's how I prepared to it. Well, the thing about me is that I don't get nervous up until like 10 minutes before it.
Uh-huh.
So that 10 minutes was just me going like, okay. And I was ready within the meet and greet. I believe so. So that was it. It was very impromptu. No preparations.
But where you were actually really good at the training or at the interview. And your client was really blown away. She's like, "Oh, I really want Bella. Can we start tomorrow?" She's like, something like that. But she's really excited about it. And having said all that, I want to know, how is your relationship with your client right now, and how's everything? How's everything? Your task, the environment, the culture. Can you share it?
Well, I guess one thing I would say about my client is that she is amazing and she's very, very amazing and very wonderful and nice. So on my onboarding process, we were having a panic party, which was Miss Anne's quote of the word. Every day it was like mentioned panic party.
Yeah.
So, on that, I guess my relationship with my client has been really, really good. The thing about her was that was and is still very patient with me, because with her, she still views it as like you're still learning things, and if you don't know what to do, you can call me or you can email me, which is the very big thing that we were advocating for. And also she advocates for me, which is why I really love her. She's very amazing, because if someone was like calling me and being rude, she will advocate for me and be like, why are you rude to my executive assistant? She works with us. So that was it. There was another question that I probably forgot that I haven't answered. Or did I answer it?
How about your task?
Oh, my tasks.
Yeah, your task.
My tasks are recruitment, scheduling, some content creation, social media managing stuff, light of that also, and other general tasks it was included. Scheduling is a nightmare. At the training, they will always tell you scheduling is a nightmare, and it is a nightmare.
Actually gives you the panic party. Actually,
Yes.
scheduling is itself a panic party because
Mhm.
sometimes caregivers, they tend to call out last minute, like literally 30 minutes before their shifts.
Yeah,
So
it makes me want to cry in the middle of my shift. And I'm like, I can't do this right now. So the good thing about it is with my relationship with my client also is that when that happens, when scheduling chaos happens, I'm able to call her and we get to solve it together. And I get to learn how she solves it. That way, after that, I know how to do it by myself. So that's been
yeah.
great. That's been awesome.
And that's a really good relationship between you and your client. You're not just learning um, about the process of the company. The client is actually learning how you process things as well. And that's a really good relationship. And just wanted to ask, you mentioned a lot of tasks there. How do you manage all of that in a day? How do you stay organized per se?
um, I don't know. No. So Olivia always recommends you that you should list out like start of day stuff and end of day stuff. So what we do is we don't usually do start of day, we just do end of day updates. So basically what you did in a whole day, you write it down. And what we usually do is that those that we can't do on that day, we will do it first thing in tomorrow.
Okay.
That is more on scheduling because scheduling is the night. In terms of like other other tasks like recruitment and social media managing and stuff like that. I have like a calendar wherein I put everything. Like this is the day I'm going to do virology. Virology is the hiring platform. The recruitment, and then after that allocated time, I'm doing this Canva project, and then after
Oh,
that, sometimes it gets railroaded because of scheduling.
mhm.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
okay.
get where the frustrations are
Hey,
coming.
I'm saying all my frustrations and everything in this podcast, but don't misinterpret me. I really love my job. I love it so much.
No, even me. I get frustrated when it comes to, finding the good people with the training team because they have all the time this time with you guys, in training, they have the longest time with the trainers and the virtual assistants. So it's really hard to pair virtual assistants with the clients because the clients has specific needs as well. And
Mhm.
sometimes virtual assistants doesn't show up on the meet and greet interview. So
Oh no.
yes, it's really frustrating because we really plotted that candidates, and we also sent out the VA profiles and the VA introduction videos. I remember you did that as well. And
I did. I want to say whoever did my script on that part shouldn't have added the revolution. Say, I still can't say it. They added the word revolutionary, and I was having the hardest time saying it, and I was getting mad at myself and whoever wrote it.
one thing I can say is that we also write the script for that. You just have to do it.
Yeah,
Right? Just have
that
to.
was that was a good thing for me because I did not know if you were giving me that test, I did not know what to say. Although I could have done it without the revolutionary, I would say. That's what I just want to say.
Let's go, Miss Pearl and Mr. Rain on this part.
Oh no. Let me.
I hated that. But anyway, to
Okay.
move forward about it, I've heard you are or you were in a conference representing Olivia. Can you share something? Oh, that's really exciting, right? Can you share something about it?
It was nerve wracking to see I didn't see a whole lot of people, but I knew that there were a lot of people from different American branches. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do right now. So I want to say, Miss Kat's presentation was awesome.
Uh-huh.
Very, very nice. I didn't actually do a whole lot. I mean, it was good. It was nice. It was a very nerve wracking experience and exciting. But I was grateful that my client was like presenting with me so that I didn't get to speak all that much because I was shaking to my bones.
Because they're all looking at you, right? You were in a big screen.
I want to say no one told me that I was in a big screen. Okay, no one told me, and I saw it after the posting in Facebook, and I'm like, oh gosh, they were all looking at that big screen.
But you actually, Miss Cat, was really happy with the presentation, and she really commends you for that. You're really good, and
Gosh.
you know that's why you're one of the new faces of Olivia. It's because you were there, and your experience was shared, and how you dealt with all the dilemma or all the challenges when it comes to working virtually with a person that doesn't even have an experience having a virtual assistant before. So it was a good experience for her. And I just wanted to end the podcast with just one more question. And the question would be, what would be your advice to the people that's already in our training process right now?
Um, Scheduling is a nightmare. But don't, don't let it discourage you. Anything else, like there's instances where we might be a little slow in getting some things, but that's very normal, because in recruitment and stuff, I was doing well because that was more in calling and stuff. But in real life, I don't like calling people that much. So when it came to like recruitment training itself, it was basically the jump you get that, oh, you have to do this. And there's also the part like in recruitment, it's more intensive because it's scheduling. I mean, it's more intensive because it is scheduling. Yeah, it gets a bit discouraged. You get discouraged a little bit because of the overwhelming stuff that you get the info on. But after the assessment, when everything comes down, like, and you get what Miss Anne pairs you with someone, like, just try it. Like, I would say, like, try everything. Don't, you know, don't try to like not show up. At least if you're not gonna show up, let Miss Anne know so that she doesn't have to chase you. That's crazy.
One thing that actually a bad experience for me when it comes to them pairing with a client is that they don't answer my phone calls.
That's what I feel with caregivers who doesn't answer my phone calls.
It's like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I paired this many people, and this person, and just two persons show up, and then how can I lie? If it's only one, I can say, oh, personal emergency. But how about if it's three people?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, my biggest advice is that, I mean, for me, I feel like I'm very, very lucky, because I got paired immediately and I got also chosen immediately. So for me, I'm in the luckiest scale on that part. But I also know some people who are.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to but
Nice,
you were just in one meet and greet interview. You were already chosen, right?
yeah.
And that was after you graduated from training.
Not even a week. I got that email that I'm like being picked for a meet and greet, and I'm like, okay. And then I also get picked the same day. I mean, same hour after the meet and greet.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So I'm on the luckiest scale. I want to say that's true. But I know some people who are still waiting for their turn. My biggest thing is that, of course, money is still important. And if you really need it, you can still pursue it in ways, by being a VA somewhere. I get that. I also did that like before Olivia and also during like even the scheduling with Olivia and the training. Sorry, I'm mixing up scheduling and training. I was working also the part time job when I was still with Olivia, and that was even hard to work more with full-time VAs and other people who are still in their jobs.
Absolutely.
It's just, if you're still waiting on it, you can still pursue it. If Miss Anne emails you, answer. Pick up the phone, pick up your, send out the message. If you're no longer interested, that sucks. Like, everything's been amazing so far when it comes to Olivia, because they just don't support the clients themselves. They also support us. And if we don't want the job anymore and stuff like that, or we want to leave and be with another client, they will support us in doing that. So you can't really go wrong in choosing Olivia, as I would say.
Ah, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to advocate, In Olivia, we have this team, client and VA success team. And they are going to be with you all throughout your VA journey with Olivia. If you have any problems, if you need upskilling, if you need just someone, to talk to, but don't.
I've only been, how long have I been with you guys? Like a month or two?
Yeah. Like, months, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. All right. That long. And I get asked, like, how are you doing? Are you doing good? How do you like your client? Is your relationship with your client good? It's just like you can be honest with those things, and they will take it, and they will not reprimand you for being honest or anything. And they will be like, okay, we're here to support you. So they're amazing, So,
Bella, I love it. I love what you're experiencing with Olivia so far. But before we end the podcast, one thing that I could also share with the people that's gonna watch this is that in Olivia, Bella is right. We just not support the clients. We're not always in the client satisfactory side. We always um side with the virtual assistants as well, because they are the ones who's representing the company.
Yeah.
Right? They are front line. And we want to get their side first before we talk to the client if they have any problems, any issues. And also, and Olivia, we encourage someone that wants to upskill. Oh, and I think I need an upskilling with scheduling. We can do that for you. You can sit in one of the trainings. And also, if you want to upskill in social media management because your client wants you to do that, Olivia does that as well.
I mean, not even that. I'm sorry to butt in, but not even that. If you don't want to, if you can't sit in with the training anymore and do the upskill, you can just, if you forget something, you can just reach out to one of the trainers. And that's very easy to do.
Absolutely. And they're going to reply to you as fast as they could, even if they're on training, even if they're talking and they're teaching, they're going to respond to you as soon as they see your message. So that's just, I want to end the podcast with that. Bella, you've been amazing. You are one of the best virtual assistants that we have.
Thank you
so much for all the effort and the hard work that you do. And I always want to let you know that we're proud of you. Olivia family is really proud of you.
It is. They're very sweet. You guys are very sweet always.
Thank you, Bella.
Thank you.
I hope you go far on what dreams that you want to achieve with your clients as well. Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye. Good night.
All right.